Hey guys, it's Nathan and welcome back to another Call of Duty Advanced Warfare gameplay commentary. Today I wanted to discuss things that you can do and ways that you can improve your aim. Call of Duty, it's one of the best, most popular selling games ever created, and so many people, struggle to be good at it, and the reason that they're struggling is largely due to the aim, it's a first-person shooter. You need to have good aim in order to do well. That is a big, major component in Call of Duty, your aim. So, how can you go about improving your aim? Well, I have 5 tips, 5 things that you can do to improve your aim. Some are going to work faster than others, some you will see immediate results, others will take time, and it's just one of those things. You're gonna have to take time, you're gonna have to dedicate yourself. It's all muscle memory. That's essentially what it is, right? When you aim, when you shoot your gun, it's all muscle memory, and it becomes instinctive for you to shoot your weapon, and you will be lightning accurate every single time. So, tip number 1, practice on bots. I will go into private match, I will throw on 11 bots on free-for-all, I will throw on 1v9 in TDM, whatever you got to do, max it out, put them on recruit level, and just let them act as a bunch of targets for you to shoot, and you literally just run around and kill a bunch of bots. It seriously does help you warm up. That's even before you jump online, that's before you do all of that stuff. You just throw on a bunch of bots and you rock it out. I have done games where I will get 1,000 kills versus recruit bots, and when I get online, my aim is crisp. It is sharp, it is snappy, and that's the way it should be, So, tip number 1, practice on bots. Tip number 2, this applies to both PC players and console players, but I'd say it applies to console players more so than PC players. Find a sensitivity that works. I know every single video on YouTube says that, everybody says that, but it's 100% true. Some people's minds are adjusted to work well with a quicker sensitivity. Other people need it to be a slower sensitivity. You need to just find what works. Start on like sensitivity 2, right? Play a couple games with that, crank it up 1, play through that, play another sensitivity, keep cranking it up. When it starts to get too bad, turn it back down, mess with it, experiment, find a sensitivity that actually works. And that sensitivity is a big component to aim, right? It's how fast you are able to move your gun around. That's a very, very big deal. It also goes hand in hand with movement and stuff, and how fast you're moving and where you're looking, and everybody has different play styles. Everybody's minds work differently. Find a sensitivity that works for you. Tip number 3, if you're not already doing this, you need to do it, and you will see instant results. Use toughness. It's a perk. It's a perk 3 perk, I believe. A tier 3 perk, whatever you want to say. If you're not already using toughness, you need to use toughness. What toughness does is it reduces flinch when getting shot. So many people don't use toughness. They'll use like Scavenger and Blast Suppressor in Advanced Warfare specifically, or even in Black Ops 2. I would see people running around with like Scavenger but no toughness. And what toughness does is it mitigates the flinch when getting shot. So if you get in a gunfight with somebody and someone's shooting back, which happens probably 75% of the time, you're going to flinch and your aim is going to bump up and down, and it's going to be really hard to keep your aim on target. Toughness will mitigate that flinch. It'll make it way easier to actually stay on target and be accurate. Use toughness if you don't already. Tip number 4, use burst weapons. This is super, super, super important, and it will help you a lot. Burst weapons, you have to be accurate to use them, right? If you shoot off a burst and it's even a smidget to the left or right of the target, you're not going to get that kill. Use burst weapons, use them regularly, and then when you switch back to an automatic gun after getting really good with burst weapons, it will feel like cake. Your aim will just snap onto people as if you were using a burst weapon, but you're really using an automatic at that point. So use burst weapons, get really good with burst weapons, then switch back to automatic, and you will be surprised at how big of a difference that actually makes. Tip number 5, last tip. This is a very, very, very hard to explain mechanic, but I will do my best. When you aim on a target, what you want to do is you want to line up your hip fire with the target before you zoom in. Okay, so what that does is if you line up your hip fire with the target before zooming in and then zoom in, the aim assist on console, on PC, once again, it's a little bit different, but on console, your aim assist is going to be strongest if your hip fire is already lined up while you're zooming in. If you zoom in and you're not on target and you have to try to drag onto somebody because you didn't line up your hip fire first, the aim assist isn't going to do its job. It's not going to drag your ADS, it's not going to drag your red dot sight onto target for you, right? But it does that with the hip fire. It will drag the hip fire onto target. So what you need to do is you need to line up the hip fire, and then zoom in. You want to line up the hip fire, then zoom in. And if you find that your target, it kind of works mid-gunfight as well. Let's say you lined up with your target, right? You zoom in, you're dead on target because aim assist was then able to, get you even more on target. Once you actually get 100% on target, let's say in Advanced Warfare, there's double jumping. Someone double jumps. God forbid, somebody double jumps and screws your aim up and you're stuck, you're zooming in and you're trying to catch up to them, right? They just jumped and they're moving faster than your aim is, right? Because of your sensitivity, maybe you play on a low sense. Either way, they're moving faster than your aim is. Unzoom, go back to hip fire, readjust, line back up with them, then zoom back in and finish the kill. This, I cannot stress enough. All the pros do it. If you look at any professional gamers, especially submachine gun players, for example, Scump, right? One of the best submachine gun players. He plays competitively. He gets paid. He's well-renowned. He does the exact same thing I'm talking about. He will run around. He will run around with hip fire. He will line up his hip fire and then zoom in. That is one of the biggest things. I cannot stress it enough. Make sure you do that. Follow these steps and practice, practice, practice. And hopefully you will see an improvement in your aim. Well, I know you will. I know you'll see an improvement in your aim. It just depends on how much time you actually want to put into it. Anyway, if you guys enjoyed the video, the tips and tricks, let me know. If you guys want to see more tips and tricks in the future, also let me know that. If you guys aren't subscribed, please do so. I put out a lot of different content on the channel. I think you'll really enjoy it. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks a lot for watching. Nathan, out.